Hi Leo, welcome back for your July reading. Okay, now these videos I've actually tried to incorporate a little bit of astrology so you get an understanding of how heavy July is going to be. So I will talk about it briefly but not go into it in a very heavy kind of aspect. I'll try and do a video separate. But what you're going to find is a lot of internalization is going to come through this month where you're going to be looking outside of yourself as well as inside yourself. It's going to be a very reflective, heavy month. So, you know, any contracts or tying up of loose ends is going to be quite problematic around the Mercury retrograde. So, you know, your plans might, it's really an assessment and a reassessment of maybe something you've missed, maybe something you need to have a better look at. Now, your chakra card you have is action in reverse. And this is connected to the root chakra. So if you want to meditate to balance this energy, you need to do some root chakra balance. Now, this is preventing you from being able to complete certain tasks. And I do feel it's directly connected to, this can be connected to family-related dynamics that are becoming quite problematic. And Mercury is directly impacting that. But it's asking you to actually have a very firm, hard look at that area and realise the reasons why this is happening is you need to have a better look at this situation. You know, what's working, what's not. Are you in the right place, or, you know, how do you apply your energy during that time? A lot of it is connected to wounds from the past as well, especially past life energies are coming through for a lot of people. So just to give you a bit of an idea of, okay, the planets in colour code and how many planets retrograde July. So that's, you know, usually you'll see bits and drabs and it'll come in ebbs and flows as it always does. But this year is a very heavy year. So a lot of the healing is actually coming back in a different format. 2016, we were really showed where we could, where we physically were restricted to a degree where we physically couldn't move forward in life. 2017 was a process of elimination. So situations were coming through, we were dealing with them, and once we completed one task, another task would come through. 2018 is almost like we're applying all of that energy, but we're also doing a clean out of the internal. So, you know, it's really, this whole year is almost like the death of ego connected to what we do have direct control over and what we directly don't. You know, and if the energies are coming through in a very authentic manner and we're addressing these areas responsibly, assertively and correctly and vibrationally, we're going to come out unscathed. But if we're not, it's a very karmic cycle this year. So what can happen is some very heavy energies can come through, either to reprimand us, punish us, or get us back on track, basically. So I'll get into your reading and see what's coming through for you guys. Now, these energies are going to be like this for probably 3 months. Some of them are coming in and out where it's going to ease up in certain departments. But as I said, I'll try and do a video connected to it. It's just astrology-wise, it's a lot to cover. So I'll see how I go. Okay. Now, it may be there is a proposal that was given to you previously that you have not acted upon. It might be you are assessing a love proposal or a loving connection that you're looking at and you're wondering whether you have picked correctly. This isn't for all of you. Now, this is in your general life, but this is connected to romance. So it may be something you're physically passionate about, but you just haven't taken action on. It feels it's on the back burner for assessment, but you're going to pick what you're going to do about it. It might make it complicated to take some action in this. This, for some of you, might be directly connected to waiting for finances to come through, be it in romance, be it in, what would you call it, be it in, you know, business. It's like the foundation work and the assessment time. You're using your intuition, but it may be that you're using your sex appeal during this time to try and move your energy forward. So it may be you're tapping into your masculine or feminine energy in order to keep the balance here. It feels like you're going to ooze charisma this month, but you might not be taking action in the way you used to. You may feel or find that people are misinterpreting, you know, why you're acting in a certain way. You energetically are feeling enlightened, but people are getting mixed signals connected to why you're acting in certain ways. And I feel this is external. And again, remember the planet's retrograde. So there's a lot of cross wires, a lot of people misinterpreting what's going on and why you are the way you are. And it's not only happening towards you, it's happening to every sign. So we can really misinterpret and misconstrue information, and a lot of misunderstandings this month, trust me. Now, there is going to be some aspect of justice, but you definitely are coming across as a fair person. You know, you're trying to have this sense of belonging, and you're trying to bring the balance in it. And you are coming from a genuine place, but your intuition's telling you that something's not quite right, because there obviously is an offer as per se. So you're trying to use your intuition to see what's correct. You're trying to also bring the balance in a situation and make a judgment this month. And direct action, again, is being impacted because you're still assessing it. You're doing this quietly. So it may mean that the people you're interacting with, it's becoming quite problematic, because verbally you might not be verbalizing it, but it's affecting the frequency in your life. So this can be at work, can be within your family, in your love department, or things that you're trying to manifest into your life. You're lacking the inspiration connected to it because you're thinking of past tense situations. It's preventing the movement, it's preventing the perspective, and you know, you're lacking discipline connected to it because you don't have the clarity of how to directly deal with particular family members. It can be with children, it can be with your mother or father, or you know, within your relationship sector. You also feel that in the family, there's many options of things you can do with them, places you can be, and ways you can deal with certain aspects of conflict. And you might feel that they're too busy with other things and don't have as much time for you at this point. And I do feel you had a closeness connected to particular people, and you're sort of missing that connection. So it does feel location related. You don't feel centered at the moment. So even if you do have people close by to you connected to your family, because you're up in your head at the moment and certain actions are being removed from you due to circumstances, it's making it hard for you to feel grounded and interconnected in this dynamic. Financially, if you are waiting for money to come through, it's saying it is going to come through. If you're going for a loan, try and do that before the 26th, because after that, being in retrograde, it's going to delay some of the aspects of paperwork and justice to come through smoothly. So any of this justice, if it's going to occur, it'll happen at the very beginning of the month of an assessment as such. So the first point of call of an assessment you make during that time is probably where the forward movement will come, but it will be delayed till after August. Okay, so financially speaking, if you're waiting for money to come in, it's saying it is. If you're investing in something, it's going to be a long-term goal rather than a short-term goal, and it's going to be something you need to work towards. But try not to use money as a reason to not move into situations or to be in a situation, because what's said on the card is, you know, although money will come, money generally is blocked from you if you're an incorrect vibrational connection. So, you know, if you physically and spiritually feel you're in the correct connection, everything will flow correctly. If you feel sort of, why is money not coming through? Are you at that correct frequency where the money is able to come through because you are vibrationally, you know, in a happy place within the environment? If you're not, 9 times out of 10, the finances can start being blocked. Now, messages from universe is to have compassion towards all the situations in your life right now, even towards yourself. You need to get outdoors in order to gain the clarity, because you are up in your head and some sense of action is required. So if you have the movement, it might help balance you. Try and get your shoes off and put your feet on the ground to get yourself grounded. You are going to learn something this month, and this feels more directly connected to you. It feels like universe is trying to teach you something. So they're trying to show you something, but you're sort of not taking action of it. Your higher self is telling you, but your internal self is a bit nervous about actually acting on that. And again, it may be connected to the aspect of, you know, pride comes before a fall, because we have the death of ego coming through around, oh, when is it? The 10th of July. And this is really going to be a humbling energy for all of us. And as I said, in 2016, it was almost like we had to learn that aspect of where we did have direct control in our life and in general. And, you know, really reapplying that energy this year where, you know, everyone has ego. Ego is completely natural. It's part of how we move forward and we work with things. But it's also, when it's directly blocked, what happens is it prevents us from manifesting, you know, our highest aspirations, our highest goal, because these blocks can prevent us from actually moving beyond that to achieve certain tasks. So it's not a bad thing. It's just at the moment, you know, some of the things that are going to come to you in epiphanies and aha moments are going to actually give you this freedom where you're going to have that forward motion emotionally. Okay, it's almost like you're looking to the heavens that they're going to come across and they're going to wave the magic wand and they're going to help this situation. But what they're saying is if you put your head down, anything you need to directly achieve, you're going to be able to, but you're not taking the action. You know, although the planets are there, in the 3D world you're currently dealing with right now, there is areas you can directly apply your energy to help you move forward. So this can be in your finances. It can be the way you do your budget with the shopping and the food. It could be, you know, turning PowerPoints off you wanting to save money, taking steps in general, tying up loose ends with paperwork, whatever is directly blocking you from having a clear path in order to move forward. Even changing your vibration on the home front, connected to cleaning out the old, you know, to make room in the next coming months to bring new in. That's manifestation as well, and it's going to help you have that. You're not paying attention to the signs. Your higher self is telling you, but it's like you're choosing to ignore it. There's some intuitive energy that's coming towards you, and you're quite intuitive, so try and follow your intuition connected to this of what the universe is trying to tell you, because your higher self is telling you, and it's something that you vibrationally do feel, but you're not acknowledging right now. Okay, this card is in reverse. I sail through life on calm, nurturing waters. I am at peace with myself and the world around me, but it's in reverse. Release anger and increased harmony. Reduce inflammation. Improve inner knowing and calm. Increase mental clarity and emotional balance. So look, with the lack of action, your higher self's telling you, but you're not paying attention to the signs. Also, your vibrational self is telling you by the way you're reacting to 3D situations happening in your life. So there's the second cue. Yet the action isn't being taken because you still have to come to terms with what you're mentally processing in your mind. So from that level, you know, have that self-awareness connected to it, but try and get grounded in order to move that energy forward. This is probably helping you in a different way. You don't even see it, and it may just be a temporary energy moving through, but these things come up into highlight. They can be bringing old wounds up, and again, it will be base chakra, which will be family related. So where things didn't transpire in your life that were correct, and you could be using a 3D situation to, you know, emotionally view to physically heal, if that makes sense. And then the energy could be normal the next month. I'm just saying. Okay. Couples. Something hasn't ended, and something that hasn't ended you're directly reflecting on. A judgment connected to that is going to be made, and that's come up a few times. Judgment. So for some of you, it can be that you're in a connection and a proposal had been given to you. Your relationship may not have ended yet, or the connection spiritually with another person hasn't ended. If it's your situation right now and you're currently feeling happy and it's got nothing to do with it, it's that your relationship's going, but you're feeling the end of worries have not finalised. You're coming into it with not finalising tasks from previous months or blocks connected to your life. And so it feels like it's never ending. But a judgment is going to be made. However, this is directly going to relate to you. And you are going to come out of a time of feeling run down, unwell. It is going to help you gain the hope back in the situation. But you're not feeling happy about what you are looking at. And it can be connected to either you don't feel home or you may be moving home. There's definitely an unhappiness, but I feel this could be externally to you. Let's have a look at your family. It could be connected to your family members, not just your love relationship. Can be connected to your finances triggering you, and I think it's a bit of everything, really. Okay, you're looking at the aspect that you've matured. You know, that age and time is ticking on. And you feel a judgment is, but it's funny, the card that dropped fell on top of the judgment. So a judgment connected to a person who's older than you. And somebody changing after being in their head. Now this house move. It's like you're in two minds. There's an external situation going on. You feel it's about another person, yet it's more about you creating things outside of yourself. How do I put it? It can be finances where you're looking at it, and emotionally connections and blocks from past lives where we need to break that link. So try and tune into where this relationship is, you know, impacting you. It's somebody that's not mature. There's an energy either externally or internally within the relationship where there's an aspect of someone older, someone younger, and there's a lack of maturity in the connection. This could be past tense energy though. It can be people's opinions reflecting back on the relationship, placing their opinion there. So it doesn't have to be you two as a couple. It can be at times you feel you're carrying things. But it's definitely some sense of, you know, a person not taking their power back. But something hasn't ended yet, even though they're up in their head. But they're looking like they're fine. So you're quite confused by this dynamic. And again, love it in reverse. It's like this sense. And again, do remember, any of these feelings you're having can be a direct trigger from past tense lives and or the environment of the retrograde, because the mind is going to be playing all sorts of tricks on us. So if you're needing a booking, come in and I can tune into your situation directly. It feels like there's a lot of messages coming through in a sense of energies, but something doesn't feel balanced. There's definitely a lot of processing going on. It's like some things you may actually want to be ending, and it could be a way of being or a way you want the relationship to move forward and change, but you feel no action's been made. This could be on your side or their side, and you're wondering why. It's actually making you feel nervous that certain aspects aren't changing, and where do you really stand on this situation? That's what I'm feeling. Okay, singles. You're actually psychoanalyzing a previous relationship. Now, again, it could be you have an intuitive feeling connected to a person that you're meeting and you feel this synchronistic connection. It can be someone you're thinking about. Could be a twin, could be a soulmate. But you're almost up in your head about it and you're putting it in reverse. You're like, I'm not sure. That's why you're not acting. That's why no action's happening. You're being patient, but you're wondering why these blockages are happening, why this is going on. Again, it can be that you're dealing with family-related dynamics. So if in your 3D life you're finding you deal with family dynamics this month, it's asking you to focus on your base chakra to actually balance yourself. You almost, you feel you know where you're going in life. So it's not like you feel you need to go and discover what it is. I feel many of you sort of do know what you're going to achieve, but again, you're not taking action connected to it. Some of it might be out of your, you know, your abilities to deal with. Other pieces of it might be directly connected to, I wouldn't say pride, it's to do with you being fair on a situation. That's what I'm hearing. You're questioning if you're going to have love or for a situation to change and evolve. And again, it might be that you're just in quite a reflective frame of mind and you're not directly focused on love this month. But you're lacking the courage in a situation. But you're not self-sabotaging. It's a processing month, so don't be so hard on yourselves, guys. It really is a processing month. But you need to open your communication. One more. Oh, two fell out. Okay, be aware of where you have power and where another person might be trying to manipulate you. Or it might be your feelings where, you know, you're feeling you can't succeed, but you can. You also don't feel as attractive this month because of some of the purging. So if you're not, balance your sacral chakra. Balance your base chakra, do some chakra work, get outside, get some vitamins, and try and get yourself grounded. Wash in some bath salts, and that's going to help balance you guys this month. But otherwise, if you are wanting a personal booking, you can come through. I do emergency readings as well, so the link is just go through to the website and inbox me, and if I'm free, I'll come and talk to you. Bye.